everybody, even when you've been in this for a long time. Someone can be very, very sick and have great labs.
And it sort of ties back to what you said a little while ago, Rochelle, about especially if it's a general practitioner, a pediatrician, an ER doctor. These are professions that know a lot or little about a lot of things, or they know a certain degree about a lot of things, but that's why there are people called specialists, right? Because then you go to a person who knows more about a certain subset. So depending on how much education the person received in their training or how many patients they actually see with these, that's going to influence their ability to detect it, refer, think of that. And unfortunately, we are still seeing too many doctors who say, well, I don't need to refer you because your blood work is fine. You don't have anything. And that's something I know as organizations and with this project in the communication trail, we really want to hit home and kind of zero in on that and make sure that families are equipped to at least what to say if that happens and you still suspect that something's wrong.
You may have to find a new pediatrician if that happens. There is nothing wrong with moving on to someone else for answers. I don't have the answers for everything. You don't have the answers for everything. Nope. So I think it's okay to move on to another doctor. And kind of along those lines, you can have no issue in your labs. You can have no issues even in an x-ray if they send you for an x-ray, right?
That's a very good point.
Yeah. But then they may start referring you to other specialists because they can't figure it out, right? So for us, they referred him to neurology. And then they referred him to oncology because some stuff did start coming up into the labs. I think it's really important for families to understand who are new in trying to figure things out in this world is that this disease processes or this umbrella it's an exclusionary diagnosis too. Like you look for the evidence, but you also have to exclude what it could be. And so it's not uncommon to be sent to neurology, oncology, sports medicine, orthopedic. And you may even be sent to PT in the meantime, go do this with PT to see if it gets better. And all of that is legitimate. All of that is, part of this journey that is incredibly hard because it sometimes doesn't show up right away in labs and in scans and things like that.
Yeah. And you can be diagnosed without having positive blood work, without having these x-rays, which were mentioned. There's different types of images, but x-rays are the default, right? Typically. Right. And unless there's really aggressive disease or it's been going on for a while, it's going to take a few years. And in some cases, they'll say 10 years to show up on an x-ray. So that's why a lot of doctors will start to push for something like an ultrasound or an MRI or something and even then the inflammation may not show up.